Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make restaurant style saag paneer at home. Saag paneer is a complete restaurant classic and this is the recipe that gets the most praise on my website. So let's have a look at how it's done. I've got here a block of about 225 grams of ready paneer. You could make your own, but this is a lot easier. I'm going to tip these paneer pieces into a bowl, and then on top of that I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of ground turmeric, half a teaspoon of ground chili, and a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to give it a little toss to make sure the paneer is coated evenly with all of those spices, and then just leave that to sit. I'm going to chop an onion into little pieces, and then I'm going to finely grate about an inch of ginger peeled and 4 fat cloves of garlic. I use a microplane grater. You could use any different grater. You could even give them a little puree with a teaspoon of water in a small hand blender if you prefer. Ginger garlic done. I'm now going to chop up a green chili. Chopping done, I'm going to get about 2 tablespoons of oil to heat on medium in a shallow sort of frying pan or saute pan, entirely up to you. Now the oil is hot. I'm going to tip in that lovely paneer that's been sitting in all these great spices. Just make sure they've all landed on their fat sides rather than their skinny middles. Easily cover it. We'll give it a couple of minutes on either side just to lightly make them golden brown. You don't want them to overcook. What this does is it helps them retain their shape in the curry later and also really absorb all those lovely flavors without just falling apart. It's been a couple of minutes. I'm just going to take it off the flame and then very carefully flip the pieces over and look at the color of that beautiful golden yellow tinged oil. All that flavor. Oh. Back it goes on the flame for another couple of minutes to cook the other side. So when that's done, tip your gorgeous paneer pieces slowly and very gently back into the bowl they were sitting in. What we're going to do now is fry the onions in that same oil because it's got all these gorgeous spices in them now. I'm going to toss those onions in. You can whack the heat up a bit to a high, and they need about 5 minutes. Look at the color on those onions, absolutely gorgeous. Give the onions a stir to make sure they're cooking evenly. So in 5 minutes, I'm going to go in with the ginger and the garlic. And this is going to saute for another 5 minutes. In 2 minutes, toss in a teaspoon of ground cumin and also the chopped chili. Give this a stir and keep it going for another couple of minutes or so. When the time's up on the spices and you've got this spice paste or masala going, just tip in a cup of hot water, and into this, as it bubbles away, what I'm going to add is frozen cubed spinach. Now this is chopped spinach. I always have a bag of the frozen version of this in my freezer. It's the most brilliant, healthy, easy go-to ingredient. But if you don't have frozen spinach, you could also use about 700 to 800 grams of fresh spinach. This is 400 grams of frozen spinach. Put the lid on and let this cook for a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, until the spinach completely disintegrates into that curry base. That spinach has beautifully disintegrated. So what I'm going to do now is literally go in with a hand blender and puree it into that silky texture we recognize. You need to pop it back on a low to medium flame, so like a high simmer. And then we're going to put our paneer pieces back on. Give it a little stir. I'm going to cover this and let it simmer for a couple of minutes. In a couple of minutes, your saag paneer is done. You'll see it lovely bubbling away and the oil would have come through and all the masalas will be beautifully incorporated. What I'm going to do now is switch this off so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Take it off the flame. To finish, I'm going to sprinkle a bit of garam masala. That's about half a teaspoon's worth. And also just to warn you, saag paneer needs a lot of salt to really lift that spinach. So do taste this and add more if you need to. I know I will. Give it a good stir. And your restaurant style saag paneer is ready. I am so hungry now. I guess all that remains is for me to have a quick bite to make sure I'm not poisoning anybody. So good. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more recipes just like these. Thank you.